But
Sure.
yeah, I've been playing that Death's Door game.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that's been a lot of fun. That game is like I can't wait for them to make another one. Like I've never been more excited for a independent game that all it did was just kind of be a Zelda type.
Who is anyone who what any you know the names of any companies involved publishing or developing?
Devolver, I know much as
Okay.
much, and Devolver is pretty great. They did like I think they did Enter the Gungeon. Uh, Devolver. Oh, it's a type of gun. Oh, it is okay. Yeah, they did do it. But yeah, Devolver I think is one of the companies. I don't remember any of the other ones.
Okay.
I know it was made on Unity, and that's pretty much it. Because I'm like the most like game tech illiterate person ever. Uh, yeah, I have no clue about like like the most that I know, and I think it should be. It's almost like giving somebody the birds and the bees talk, or the when an officer stops you talk. This should be included with
Uh
that with this segment. Um, that you know anybody who's just getting into video games should know, and it's only because I've been bitten by it as well, and I think a lot of people have who have just recently gotten back into the hobby of game playing. Bethesda is vile.
oh,
They're
what have
great,
they
but
done now?
they're just. I mean, do I have to go on about my rants about Fallout 76? Um,
I guess not. Yeah, did I tell you that Ubisoft is my Bethesda?
I think you've mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah. When you get shit set up again, I think we should play Far Cry.
Far Cry, right?
I think we
Yeah,
should play Far Cry 5 and shoot those cultists. I think it would be very thematic
it would be
for what we do.
a little bit of of some catharsis for me. It would help me.
We can
Uh,
talk about various cults and we can project our opinions of cult-like behavior onto these cultists, and then we can blow them up with lots of grenades.
Yay! Blowing up cultists with grenades. How exciting!
This game it has some of the best, I was telling you, yeah. It has some of the best general explosions, I think, in a video game, in my experience. Things are blowing up all the time and they really blow up.
Hmm.
Sometimes things blow up in a video game and it's like, pff, it kind of pops and there's like a flash or whatever. Shit blows the fuck up in Far Cry 5 all the time.
It really goes to town. There's
Shit really gets blown up, and once something gets blown up, then everything's on fire and other stuff starts blowing up. Like I really think the procedural chaos in that particular Far Cry title is just perfect. I'm trying to get my friend Saint to play New Dawn with me.
it does look really good. Yeah, I just don't have the money for that right now. I would totally be down for that though.
We'll do.
Oh, when are you doing the well, first of all, just what was it? The Freddy talk. Did I tell you I listened to the Freddy talk the other day?
The poop one?
The poop talk. That was so funny.
Yeah, what do you how do you feel about our
That whole
content?
I think our content is ridiculous, and I still wonder why I'm invited to things. um, I still can't get over the poop knife. And once
Yeah, I
again,
don't know.
like people need a uh what's it again? Maybe we should chat.
Maybe we'll talk.
Maybe we'll talk. Okay, I'm gonna say like maybe we should chat then. No, that sounds a little bit longer than what you actually had. Yeah, no, maybe we should. Maybe we'll talk. Like yeah, the that whole discussion about those movies was ridiculous. Let alone the fact that those movies in general are ridiculous. Like that was a good time.
Wouldn't the ultimate twist ending be if we like somehow found out that that the guy on Reddit, the poop knife guy, was my brother and it was the same story all along?
I would piss my pants laughing.
I would probably cease to be. That
I
knowledge would probably blast me out of existence.
and it's at that point I think somebody should like get a hold of Justin Wang and um
Oh, does Wang know the actual guy involved
Wang
somehow,
was the
or does
Wang
he just
Justin Wang was
he
the
knows
reason
the
why.
story? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he told the story on his YouTube
Right.
channel, and that's how I knew about it because it was yeah again very bizarre story. Um, but yeah, maybe we'll talk. It's on Spotify, all that stuff, right?
Oh my God, excuse me, I'm being so rude.
Don't hurt yourself.
Ugh. If you don't cough, you don't get off.
So they say.
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and the other one, and most of the other things involve a platform called Stitcher, which there's no reason. I like it's like one of the things that's been on my to-do list. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll write Stitcher on my to-do list right here, right
Mm,
now. So
there you
then
go.
that's, but Stitcher, like, they distribute to the kind of not as big platforms like I Love Music or what iHeartRadio or whatever, or
iHeartRadio is
some other
nice.
ones.
I like
So that,
iHeartRadio.
yeah, so okay, so I gotta make a Stitcher account to distribute to iHeartRadio and like the other five basically. But the four big ones are the three I mentioned and the other big one.
Right on.
Now I don't even know which ones I mentioned.
There's so many of them
Amazon Music?
nowadays. One of the Amazon Music. You can catch me on the jumbotron in Times Square. Uh, I'm on oh God, what was that? Uh, that dead video
Uh,
source.
MTV?
There's that one.
Vine?
There was Vine, but
Mixer?
there was like
Google Video?
there
Sorry.
was a they were like trying to be like a actual like Netflix type streaming service, but they would only do 15-minute episodes of stuff.
Not the guys on the phone. The Sideways TV shows on the phone.
I don't know.
There was a Sideways TV shows on the phone, 15 minutes long, one.
That's interesting.
And everyone had to shoot their show. Some guys were talking about what it was like trying to make a show for them, and you had to shoot your show,
Uh,
like I think in two different formats at the same time, or you had to make sure that, it would the blocking would make sense if someone was to be watching on their phone in the horizontal, you know what I mean? The vertical.
yeah,
It
yeah,
would
I
switch
know.
back and forth. The TV show would be, they would format the TV show to switch between,
That's
yeah.
that's very weird. Oh, well, I'm gonna look that up, and maybe after we're done playing the intro, we'll see what that name of that company was. But yeah, gang, let's get into it. Let's cue the music. Hmm, I can't seem to find it. Quibi. That's what it
Quibi.
was.
There you go. Yep, that's
Quibi.
the one. Hmm.
Yes, that shit was stupid. That was some dumb stuff. I yeah. whoever
Oh,
decided
we
on
have a
that
can
one.
of Surge here today.
Yeah, well, I don't know what it's doing there. I don't know where it came from, but either way,
Did it come from 1998?
I'm not certain. I can't even recall the last time I even saw a surge. That's very bizarre. Oh well. Speaking of weird, well, happy Tuesday, everybody. How's it going? Welcome
Yeah.
to Thought That Was Weird. I am Thrash K Shoe, of course, here as always with the incomparable Mr. CuyaDK.
What's up? How's it going?
um, yeah. Um,
What if I started doing a nightly news show? Are you about to
hmm.
be like somewhat unavailable or not as available for a little while? Is
I'm a,
something like that, or are you not sure?
no, I'm about doing a weekly news show. That sounds like a fun idea.
A nightly
Oh,
news
a
show.
nightly news show. Are we talking like that'd be interesting. I mean, I'm not
Like
doing anything.
5 o'clock news. I'm not sure. This is still, I don't know why I don't know.
Is, is,
I've been,
is it like we get really ripped and then we read like the headlines or something,
yeah, it might
or
be like that.
or or we have to listen to an NPR broadcast and then try to repeat it back like a game of telephone while stoned? That would be a fun one. But
I'm pretty sure that when you look at what's trending on Twitter, it's all just like crypto and advertisement now.
that's pretty much it.
It literally, the second thing trending is Rebel Moon, a movie coming out, and the trending is being paid for.
Hmm.
It used to be like it used to be interesting stuff would be trending. Now it's advertising. So
It,
unfortunately, at one time I thought maybe it'll so, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to do a 15-minute nightly news. I don't know if I want to like kick off an evening stream or
hmm.
evening activities with like a news show. I don't know. As you know, I've been rolling ideas around and not knowing what to do with myself. So
Right.
maybe I'll put together a news team. Wouldn't it be fun though? I could be like, I've been telling my friend Iggy, and I'm never going to be able to get Iggy to do anything with me. He's a very busy person.
Yeah.
Uh, I have been telling him I want to be able to like say here's some of the news, and I want to be like, and here's Iggy with sports, and then I can be like, and here's Thrash with the weather. You know, I don't
Yeah, it's
know.
there's some atmosphere out there. Yeah, yeah. That's weather.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Something like
why I
that. I don't
feel
know.
like I might. I don't know why I feel like I want to do something every single evening. I kind of want to. I want to start making stuff even more throwaway. I want to make stuff like that is still intentional, but is really like I do this shit every day. Who cares? Kind of. I've been wait like it's like intentional, but just enough to keep going,
Kind of like
and also as automated as possible, obviously.
okay, so kind of like acting like you've been completely disenchanted by reporting the news and just tell the news.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if it's going to be real world news or,
That'd be interesting. I'm about
something
that.
I'm making up. All right. Yeah, so anyway, what
Mm.
did you want to talk about today?
Oh, well, that's right. I'm sorry. Today we'll be discussing the origins of the most bizarre sci-fi story I've ever found, All Tomorrows by C.M. Kozman.
Uh no, we already did that.
What are you talking about?
We talked about that one already. All tomorrows with the guys that make turn into bricks.
Uh, Already, I don't understand. What do you mean?
Like a long while ago.
You mean like the other day when I told you what we were talking about today?
No, like last year we did all tomorrows. It's on YouTube. We did it for like 2 hours.
Koya, this is the first time we're doing this show. I have no idea what you mean.
We're We were just talking about Tokyo Rose like last week
Mm,
or the week before. Not that long ago. The memory is very vivid.
now that you mention it, I do remember talking about that and Aum Shinrikyo and
That's the blue cow.
yeah, and the Philadelphia experiment. Why does the name Chris Cantelmo mean something to me?
I think he did PCP and went to outer space.
Huh.
Uh, do you have any, you don't have any money you can lend me to go buy some Reddit rewards?
No, but do you have any money to lend me to go smoke some DMT?
I think I think that we should hollow out this can of Surge and turn it into a smoking pipe
Yeah,
to
maybe
smoke
we can.
DMT out of.
Oh, well. Why does my
Oh wow!
face
Okay.
feel.
Well,
Oh,
uh,
fuck. Where are we?
I don't know. What the fuck is that?
That's no way to talk about an old friend. But that's how you've always greeted me, so I've grown rather accustomed to the abuse. Wow! It's world-renowned character actor, crepe enthusiast, champion fencer, pickup artist of the year 2008, and the official mascot of Foreskin Cheese, Crepier Baguette.
Wow.
Yeah. No! That's not my fucking name, you cretins! God fucking damn it. God damn it. Oh, I've told you so many times before what my name is. You stupid fucks somehow keep forgetting. No. I apologize. I've lost track of how many times I've introduced myself. My name is Special Agent Blue Manapee, CIA. I am, or at least used to be, a field agent.
The CIA assigns baguettes to field operations?
What? No! I was assigned to a case involving two CIA personnel, a researcher and an agent, both specializing in unexplained phenomena who went missing somewhere in central Wisconsin in search of a town. Doveland. Oh, I think I've heard of that. The town that was said to have inexplicably disappeared. How reductive thrash per usual. About as good of a hard-hitting analysis or reporting as ever. 2 hours of pure, useless information. Every single episode. Oh, I'm sorry. I should address you by your proper name. Right, Dr. Gavin Hepstadt? That's right. That's your name. Oh, wait. You probably don't remember your name either. Butch Hardcheese. Of course not. Why would you? No matter how many times I tell you nerds, this town refuses to let you remember a fucking thing. Fuck.
The town won't let us remember?
Like that show Higurashi? Yes. Fuck me. Every time I talk to you two doofuses, it's like talking to my Meemaw. Look, I don't think either of you understand the gravity of this situation. How? How are you using your hands to smoke marijuana? Cut it with the fucking Bugs Bunny shit and listen to me. This town is a living, breathing entity.
I'm sensing some exposition.
Yeah, we better break out the TV. Because of the exorbitant budgets the CIA was given in the 80s for the war on drugs, they began pursuing the interdimensional science research instead. And Swasta Lamb performed that research. The CIA also discovered a wealth of minerals under one town, and was used to fund the project.
We proceeded to buy land and create a particle collider underneath a small mining town in central Wisconsin called Doveland. While this was happening, the U.S. government was seizing the town's wealth of minerals, exploiting the town's workers, using everything they could to build the collider and take all of the... Are you listening?
Oh, wow, yeah, I hear ya. Vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, man, that's a real bummer. Is that the end? Is that it?
The researchers involved in the particle accelerator were our top minds, and very par for our top minds had access to the best drugs that chemistry could allow. In their drug-fueled binges, they competed against each other to see if they could crack the code of alternate dimensions while strung out on crack. They tried desperately to outdo each other in their experiments. Then one day, that's exactly what happened. One researcher, in his hubris, opened an interdimensional portal and released this evil that permeates around us. Dublin was in fact a real town, with real people who were simply living their very real lives. Now that town was deserted. Ruins of Dublin replaced by this anomaly. It lives in the air, the land, and penetrates through our dimensions and time.
Uh-huh. So could you hurry this up? We're supposed to be talking about weird stuff, not boring stuff.
Soon after, the researchers began going insane. They were claiming to see items materialize in their offices and laboratories, hear voices and growls speaking in an unknown language, radio stations playing from the long-abandoned town of Doveland. The price of their research became a strain on the CIA's budget. The project was abandoned in the late 80s. We didn't return until the late 90s when we realized the anomaly changed Berenstein to Berenstain. That was when we declared Dublin a national security threat. That event proved this anomaly meant business and will do anything to destroy us.
So, what you're saying is Cuya and myself were assigned here 25 years ago to study the anomaly's means of producing weird events like the Toynbee tiles and Elon Musk throughout our everyday lives since time began. And since then, have been trapped for aforementioned 25 years in this hellscape created by the mind of an alternate dimensional being, and that being wants to wear down humankind in submission with weird occurrences. And now Cuya and I are forced to recall all of the horrors this monster has imposed upon our collective consciousness through the format of a really poorly executed podcast / partially live talk show.
No, you dink. Oh, wait. That's actually correct.
Nice.
You must be beginning to remember ever. Hey, stop smoking weed!
Oh,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Upon contact with the anomaly, it accepted you to live within it, and your human forms were warped beyond any recognition. And now, the anomaly asks you to recall its reign of terror throughout dimensions of time. The anomaly does this to amuse itself and belittle the beings it controls. That TV you so enjoy watching, the narcotics you enjoy smoking, the anomaly uses it to invade our minds, break your will, make you forget there is a normal world outside. I was assigned to bring you back to reality, to put you into custody for treason against the United States, destroy your research, and any trace that the town of Dublin existed, and end this monster's reign of terror, thus creating order and normalizing our time. By request of the Department of Defense, I am to execute the beast by any means necessary, and I have no qualms taking you two out in order to perform my duties.
Duties.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. If this anomaly continues to exist, you'll forever be trapped in this deserted town while everything around you slowly unravels, devolves, and disappears into nothingness.
Does that mean that my favorite TV show, Kindred the Embraced, will cease to exist?
What? Yes! Everything!
Oh, fuck, man.
But because you two continue to feed the monster's ego like this, like it wants, it continues to invade our dimension like an otherworldly herpes sore on our time space. Luckily for me, and unlike you two, I remember everything. And I remember who I am. My convictions, my morals, my humanity. Because of your shenanigans creating this long-winded exercise into futility unknowingly gave me all the materials I needed to create a devastating nuclear device. You hear that, you dumb fuck? You gave me the demon core to make a bomb, you idiot! You think you can trap us here forever? Well, let me show an interdimensional dumbass how we do things downtown.
Demon core?
Yes, a ball of plutonium meant to be the core of the final atomic bomb, but was never used. You talked about this before.
Ball of plutonium. Oh, you mean the strange microwave I found out back?
It's not a... Never mind. I'm be a national hero for saving humankind, and right now you goons and that atrocity are the only things in my way. You're just trying to distract me. Well, you know what? It's not gonna work. I have the device all set to go. I need to go get it. I have to get it close enough to the button here to detonate it. So, I mean, considering what I've just told you all, I assume you guys are with me, right? Because I could really use a hand moving this nuclear device. It's really super heavy. For fuck's sake. It's gonna take me forever to push this thing with no hands.
Huh. So who is that guy? No, I don't know. I could have sworn he was. Yeah, I could have sworn he was a witness or something like that. Just he's knocking on the door for no reason.
Are we muted on your
I
stream?
muted you by accident. I'm so sorry.
You muted me.
Yes, I
Good
told.
Lord, I've
You
been
know what
silenced.
you did. You know
He's
what you
trying
did.
to cancel me.
Thank you, Lemons.
He doesn't like me eating corn.
No, absolutely not. You know what? You want to know what I don't like? Besides being bothered while I'm watching TV,
Corn is bad for memory.
corn and disinformation.
Corn is disinformation.
Indeed, and I have
It's
a feeling.
Disnutrition.
And I have a feeling that whoever that was just fed us a whole bunch of hooey.
Like a giant corn-filled baguette turd.
Indeed. Especially when you consider, first of all, do you realize how much space you need to build a particle smasher? It wouldn't fit around here. That was my first clue. Secondly,
Underground caverns.
Underground caverns, yes. But
yeah,
again, how much would that be able to sustain?
Salt mine.
You'd have to buy a whole salt mine, and there'd be a lot of overground, facilities to kind of allow that sort of thing to happen. I haven't seen anything like that. So, and secondly, the other reason I don't trust that guy, no man makes fun of another man's microwave.
Oh, you didn't like what he said about your microwave?
I don't like what he said about my microwave. It made me very suspicious of him. Just about as suspicious as the actual existence of the town of Doveland itself, which is actually the topic of today's episode.
Is this a picture of it?
No, that's actually a picture of the Packard plant in Detroit, Michigan. It is.
Why?
It is a very It was for a long while the largest abandoned building in the world.
Oh. Okay.
But I think that was recently overthrown by a handful of abandoned factories in China, if I'm not mistaken. But anyhow, so according to the New York Times, there are around 3,800 ghost towns in the United States, and most were abandoned in the 19th and early 20th centuries in favor for the larger cities. So towns being abandoned is about as common as white bread. Beyond that, towns being abandoned due to mostly corporate interests is a fairly common thing as well. But I don't think that's what happened here. I think what happened here was that, well, more importantly, I think that this thing is just bunk. It's nonsense. It's all a bunch of creepypasta, goofiness that some guy tried to start an ARG with and then abandoned it.
You know what I hate more than abandoned ARGs?
What?
1998. I can't stand pop music that was released in 1998.
This is true. 1998 pop music was pretty.
I started having flashbacks when anyone talks about pop music from 1998.
Like whenever that new Tide commercial with the Backstreet Boys comes on.
Oh man.
Yeah. That it gives me chills up my spine. It makes me unsettled. I don't know why, but it does. So, as it pertains to our subject for the afternoon, or evening, excuse me,
yes,
it revolves mostly around this picture right here. This picture is the most commonly associated picture whenever anybody talks about the town of Doveland, Wisconsin. So, the first note of evidence by conspiracy theorists that the town of Doveland actually exists points to an article around sometime in 2015. And it states that over 1,000 missing people from Wisconsin have been listed from like 1949 to 2015 that are still unsolved. Now, a lot of people
don't go to Wisconsin.
Yeah, apparently. But again, this is 1,000 people over,
50, 60 years.
Yeah, 70 years almost. So, and after reading through, and like for some reason, it's almost like what is it? You watch like the first 5 seconds of the TikTok, and then you get angry about something, or you just read the title of something, and then you somehow just associate it with
TikToks are 5 seconds long.
I thought they were like 15 to 10.
Oh, they can. I don't know. I don't know what they are.
I don't know what you hip kids are into. But
yeah, people definitely, people still read a headline on Twitter and don't actually read. Or what they love to see is statistics on Twitter and then not look at the research.
The source material, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but sometimes the newspaper will show you the headline and you'll say, okay, I'd like to know more about that. And the newspaper says, please subscribe for $5.
This is very true.
Fuck you, I have the internet. We're at the end of the age of the useful internet, for sure.
Indeed. It's all commercialized now. We're done.
Bullshit now. Hooray.
Indeed. So I actually sat down and read through this article. It's a very sad read about, like, runaway kids and kids from abusive homes just trying to run away. But the unfortunate reality is that this is just about missing people, and at no point do they mention the town of Doveland, or that these 1,000 people were all missing in like one fell swoop.
Right. They weren't.
Which is what a lot of these Doveland existence conspiracy theorists, try to associate with, oh, these thousands of people disappeared. It had
Are you
to
pro
happen in
Doveland existence or anti Doveland
I,
existence?
you know what? I'm in the belief that Doveland actually wasn't in Wisconsin. It was actually in Nevada somewhere, possibly
Okay.
Montana, somewhere very, very arid and dry, and yeah, I don't think there's
That's
any.
okay.
Hmm?
I don't have anything to add to that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my
Are
thought.
you
You would go somewhere that wasn't populated. You wouldn't have people there. Like what this guy
Oh,
said.
wait. Are you saying, why? People there to do what? Did they
Well,
nuke
well,
this town?
well. I mean, in the sense that, like, you would have people there, but you wouldn't have them living in the near vicinity of um. If this was like an actual government conspiracy that oh, well, we're going to be doing A, B, and C to this town, so we don't want anybody else to know about it.
Were they given
Keep
LSD and then fed to the flesh pit?
it. I would only assume so. And then they were given a call by Garfield, who began
Yeah, on the
asking them a
Garfield
sex
phone.
survey.
Oh yeah, the Garfield sex survey. Yeah.
That was a fun one.
See, we did. We talked about all that like last sometime.
Did we?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought we just talked about it at random interval.
No, we talked about it on this show that we do all the time.
This is still the first episode. But I just so happened to skip the CM Cosman stuff so we could talk about this.
The people turn into bricks, and some of them fly, and one of them turns into. And as a matter of fact, we both grew baguettes out of our anuses.
That sounds like a
chewed it
fun.
off, and one of them became a CIA operative.
As funny as that all sounds, it's just about as believable as what that baguette was saying.
The only way to escape Doveland and the baguette is a time loop where we go back in time, and you never talk about all tomorrows, and the baguette never grows out of your asshole.
I still don't know what the hell you're talking about.
It's a lot of deep lore.
So going back over my notes here. So yeah, this article had nothing to do with fucking Dublin whatsoever. All the evidence points to it just being a general urban legend, much like there was. I've actually, and we might be covering these later on, but a very interesting couple sets of missing town, folklore, if you will.
Okay.
For example, we have the Roanoke colony, which is believed
I
to have
love it.
settled.
Talk about it all the time. They did an American Horror Story. I love to put it in my vampire games and shit. Roanoke rules. I mean, it's sad. Sorry if you lived in Roanoke.
Well, I mean,
anyone from
it's
Roanoke, I'm sorry.
No, it's very fascinating.
But yeah,
but,
no,
like,
I'm fascinated by it. I talk about it all the goddamn time.
Oh yeah, unknown party that just abandoned the settlement that they were at without any real explanation. Let's see, what else do we have here? There was Lake Anjikuni, Inuit village of 25 people that were discovered by French explorers, disappeared without any evidence of where they were going, and they just up and abandoned their village. And then, of course, we have the people from the old people from the Fastball song that disappeared out of nowhere. Like,
Thrash.
yeah.
What did I say about talking about 1998 pop music?
Oh, I'm sorry.
This
Okay.
song was released in January of 1998.
Oh
The
my God.
worst month of the whole year for music.
Well, I'm very sorry. I did not mean to. As I hope you
I'm
understand,
having terrible 1998 flashbacks.
I hope you understand. I've been driving with one headlight. Oh wait, no,
Are these
that was 95 or something like that.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Anyway.
Are these the people that left in that
These are
song?
these are the people from the Fastball song. Yes.
Wow, I pictured much younger people wandering off, I guess. I've never seen this music video.
There wasn't really much to the music video. It was just, it was the band singing stuff.
Oh, okay.
And driving in the car, and there was no actual.
Those two people. Who were those old people?
Those were the actual old people from the that were referenced in the song.
Wait, that song is a true story?
That song was a true story.
Wait. Why aren't we talking about that?
Wait, you didn't know that? Yeah.
No, I thought I was being very funny about being upset.
Yeah, they
about
made up their minds and they started packing. They left before the sun went out that day. Yeah, these two old people, sometime in the early to mid 90s.
I thought you were going to say that
left.
These two people were in the music video.
No,
I thought you were going to say that the music video was a story of these two actors going on a road trip.
I thought that was a general knowledge joke.
About.
I didn't realize it was so obscure.
Please continue.
I didn't realize that was so obscure.
I've never heard of this. I don't know if it's obscure or not, but I've never heard of this.
So
what in where? Australia? Or did you not say that?
No, this is in the United States. This was in Nevada, possibly. Either way, yeah, it was basically these two old people just up and randomly left. Their car was found, and then like miles up the road their bodies were found. But the thing is that they there was some weird stuff about them, but like potentially like just up and leaving, but there was no like signs of like resistance, no scratch marks, no signs of fighting, and they just up and disappeared. And I don't know if they actually, I'm gonna redact that. I don't know if they found the bodies, but as far as I remember, the story goes that Fastball were on tour and they read it in a paper and they wrote the song about it.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Weird. Okay.
So, yeah, little fun '90s fact for you.
I thought you included. I thought the song was in the notes because you thought it would be a funny joke at the end of the list of real disappearances. That's why I thought I would do a joke where I told you I didn't like music from 1998. I didn't know we were going to learn about two people that actually disappeared.
Oh, yeah,
great, good.
And not to make light of this situation, but it has been like 30 years, but like still, it was a very interesting mystery.
We all bopped along listening to that crappy song,
and we all nod our heads to it. Yeah. Anyone can see the road that they walked, and it's paved with gold. Anyway, anyway, so going back to the original Tumblr account that talked about Doveland, Wisconsin was pretty much a piece of lost media for a long while. Somebody was able to go back in time and get it, but and then back in 2000,
someone was able to go back in time and get it.
Yes, back in time.
You're really bearing the lead on a lot of these stories. How was that accomplished?
How am I bearing the lead on this? I mean, they use the Wayback Machine. They use the Wayback Machine. Everybody knows what the Wayback Machine is.
I've never heard of that thing working.
Oh,
I've never heard of anyone finding anything on that. Yeah.
You can get lucky sometimes. But so And I'm gonna give a lot of references to, and a lot of thumbs up to a lot of videos that I've been watching that kind of discuss this. There was a handful of I'll have all the stuff in the description below, but everything that I reference. But there, every video that I've watched, everybody reads this little segment that is basically the introduction to Doveland, and I don't know. I kind of was kind of questioning whether or not it's actually necessary to read this thing, and I think it really sets up the whole tone of the story here. So it goes like this, and mind you, this is verbatim here. Okay, so this is like just golf. Excuse me. This is just like golf rumors, where there's basically no information available online, even less than golf rumors, in fact. Supposedly, there's a small town in Wisconsin called Doveland that just up and disappeared sometime in the late 80s, early 90s. Excuse me. One day the town was there, the next it wasn't. It was also removed from maps and raised by the powers that be, either to cover up what happened or out of fear that it might happen again. That's what's really weird is that most of the locals don't remember Doveland either, which is strange because in rural Wisconsin communities are closely knit. Here are the theories postulated as to where it went. 1. The town just never existed and is just internet BS, probably sourced from and ending with ex-LARPing antics. 2. The locals up and left due to untenable circumstances, sickness, lack of economy, whatever. 3. A government project experiment gone wrong killed everyone and they razed it to the ground to cover their screw up. 4. The town fell into another dimension or we shifted into a reality where the town had never existed. Much in the way that he was talking about how Berenstain turned to Berenstain. I always remembered it being Berenstain. So, I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't think bears were frowned upon in my house on the whole.
No,
Bears were not allowed. Of any type.
That's unfortunate. Bears are great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know what the problem was? Is that
What?
there was this one time this painting got into the house, and it was of these bears having a party in the woods.
Okay.
And everyone in the family, one at a time, kind of figured out that when no one was looking at the painting, the bears were killing each other.
What? That's weird as hell,
Like,
dude.
Really violently and upsettingly, and like looking at the viewer with their mouths open and their fangs out and stuff.
That's some wild shit.
Yeah, you would see it coming down the stairs in the middle of the night, and so no more bears in the house after that one.
My grandmother had like a old, like oil print of a Rembrandt, and it was a woman kind of sitting like almost near side profile, kind of like 3/4 profile. Whatever the fuck you call that? And
I think 3/4.
Yeah, it was just enough that when you walked throughout the room, she'd be staring at you.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I mean, everybody's dealt with that sort of situation, but there's something about the deep, dark browns and the dark colors and the fact that Ghostbusters 2 came out and Vigo had a lot of very similar colors. So I was in the belief as a child that there was a live woman inside of this painting. And she was going to come out and kill me and Sigourney Weaver.
Oh.
So again, at the end of the day, after they went through everything for this, through like all these internet sleuths, basically, as soon as this was posted, were like trying to dig deep on this. And it wasn't until 2018, when this Reddit post came out, that people came to the conclusion that there was no RPG, there was no RPG, excuse me, there was no ARG.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt. I want to know. I need you to tell me what you think about this image that I'm sending to you.
Okay.
This is very urgent. I need you to look at this and tell me what you think about it.
Wow.
I just want to know how immediately. How does that make you feel?
I feel like you invaded my mind, and that looks stupid familiar. Like either my great grandmother had one of those.
Yep. Yeah. They watched the pasta and made sure it didn't boil. You hung them in the kitchen.
What?
Yeah, and you talking about an object watching you reminded me of this thing watching me whenever I was in that empty house.
Why does that?
All the time. I'm sure you've seen one. You got any Hungarian or Eastern European people in your family? Because
no, I've
if
got
you had great old.
Oh wait, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm a
People have
doofus.
these to watch their boiling pots.
I'm on my adoptive father's side. His great grandmother, she was Polish, so that makes sense.
Oh,
That
there
makes
you go.
perfect
Yeah,
sense.
sure.
Yeah.
She definitely had a little witch watching her pasta pot.
That's so
kitchen
interesting.
Witch. Yeah, I don't like things watching me that are, inanimate. So, and I don't like it. I don't like paintings changing. And I don't like bears very much. Why did we even? Oh yeah, the Berenstain Bears. Yeah, get all the Berenstain Bears books out of the house. Hopefully, it's not catching. Hopefully, we don't show the book to a child one day and the bears are killing each other.
Yeah, they just up and get snaggletooth and start gnawing at people. The brother doesn't share; he just eats his sister.
Yep, exactly.
Sounds about right. So, once again, the likelihood of small towns just kind of phasing out or just kind of, disappearing, much like, I read somewhere about a town called Nogaro, Japan, where a town was completely abandoned except for like 20 people, and then a lady filled the entire town with like little little dolls of people. It was kind of interesting. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe we'll talk about it one episode.
I did a whole podcast about that place.
Oh, that's cool. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, small towns disappearing, very likely. It just happens for whatever reason. But the theory that the town simply just simply disappeared didn't track with one Reddit user in the comments named Ox_Baker, and made a very valid point, and something that I kind of took to heart myself here, and that was there a Doveland high school? What would show up and this is a quote, what would show up in records on paper that could be disappeared? If Doveland wasn't big enough to have a high school, the kids would go elsewhere to the nearest school, and you'd be able to begin a search through the local school records. Makes reasonable sense. If it was just so happened to be big enough that, kids from other towns were coming in, some kids would say, hey, I graduated from Doveland High, or, kids that lived in the town, there would be some record of them having to bus from there to there. Berenstain Bears and devour your whole family while you're sleeping.
Yeah. That's what happens.
That's the truth.
The kids were gonna go. The kids were gonna look at the Berenstain. So anything time corrupted has to get out of the house. Do not anything that you hear has any kind of Mandela associated with it. Get all Shazam genie shit out of the house, because someday your kid's gonna be watching it, and it's gonna be like those scenes that they don't show you in Event Horizon where everyone's doing each other to death.
Oh man, I don't think I've seen Event Horizon. Wait, was that the one with Schwarzenegger where his eyes pop out?
What?
What was that? What was that one where
That's Mars? That's Get the Fuck to Mars. That's
Get the fuck to Mars.
The fuck is that? Blue Skies on Mars. Oh my god, we talked about it. It's Total Recall.
Total Recall. That's what it was.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
But you gotta get anything temporally corrupted. Get it out of the house. Oil paintings are bad, and oil paintings have a high chance
Oh yeah.
of such corruption. And a doll, you know that you can't keep a doll more than 100 years. That's the
Oh
problem.
yeah.
I'm sure that fucking witch in the kitchen was more than 100 years old. It was probably like
Passed
95 and
down.
about to come to life, just aching to come to life and get
Makes
me.
perfect sense. So someone else in the chat claimed to have heard of the town from his father. Was pretty much written off, but it was a very interesting little comment here, and something that kind of turned the whole investigation on its head for me, at least. So this was by Sam Throwaway 7
Right.
on
Of
course. On Reddit.
course it was.
My father used to mention it occasionally before he passed, and the only reason I remember it is because I found it ironic that a town named Doveland was populated by almost entirely, exclusively military personnel and their families. If I remember correctly, the
Oh.
town was built as a part of Project Sanguine in the mid to late
Vampires?
60s. Yeah, right. Maybe
Oh,
everybody
that would
left
have my
when the project.
attention.
Maybe everybody left when the project was canceled, but I thought something went very wrong. So again, common thought that this Project Sanguine was actually the basis for how Doveland was absolutely decimated. So this is actually true. Project Sanguine was a real project by the U.S. government. So, but the thing is, it was never brought to fruition. So, but this is their thought process here. So, back in 1968, Project Sanguine was a project that was supposed to turn the border of Wisconsin and Michigan's Upper Peninsula into the world's largest radio antenna, where they would burrow out miles of cable underneath towns and cities around these areas. That's another thing where Baguette got it wrong. It wasn't like he's saying, "Oh, central Wisconsin." No, this is in northern Wisconsin where Project Sanguine was supposed to happen, and
Okay.
later on eventually did, but we'll get to that. So the plan was to bury gigantic cables underneath the earth and create a gigantic radio tower that could push out 75 hertz, or excuse me, 76 hertz of power in order to penetrate the water surface in order to communicate with submarines and other submarine type equipment. The reality of the radio tower for Project Sanguine, though, was that it was just too big of a project. It was a little too ambitious, was the term used, and was scrapped, but later was revived for this project here, known as Project ELF or Project ELF, which is ELF, which stands for extremely low frequency. So Project ELF came into being in 1989 and consisted of two transmitters off the border of Wisconsin and Michigan, and off the border of Wisconsin and Michigan to the Upper Peninsula. It is capable of pushing around 76 hertz. Mind you, power lines give off extremely low frequencies of 60 hertz, and there's no real regulation on it. As per, like, people are saying, like, oh, the 5G towers are, messing with kids.
Sure.
It's according to what I've read from OSHA and a handful of other sources, there's no real, despite there being no real regulation, there's no real harm caused by these low frequencies. Which again, if Captain Throwaway Account, saying that this was obviously a mess up by the U.S. government, you can't really necessarily mess up anything with low frequencies like these. You can't mess anybody up with this. It's not like the sonic gun that the Cubans were supposedly using on
Yes.
American diplomats.
To make them poo.
It makes them make poopies. Yes. So Project ELF, again, was meant to be this gigantic radio signal that was supposed to expand throughout the Atlantic and help us again, maintain military superiority over the oceans. You know, they tried for a really long time to really sell that this was going to be, you know, necessary back in the 1960s, leading up into 1989, of course. And again, it went through so many variations that we don't even necessarily know what exactly what was being too ambitious before it even got to that point. And it's because there's so much like ambiguity that it gives people the means to kind of let their imaginations run wild. And that's what I believe happened here with Doveland, Wisconsin, because it also turned out that a lot of people who looked up this subject kind of ran the possibility of coming up across these types of advertisements. Um, you've seen like bot related advertisements where
Oh.
you see like, you know, types of you know, you go searching for like I don't know, you type in the word Sonic the Hedgehog, and then all of a sudden, like, you get random advertisements with Sonic the Hedgehog on like T-shirts, but it looks like it was like bot placed onto a T-shirt from like
Oh,
a
sure. Oh, yeah, yeah.
from a
Print on
fake Etsy
demand.
store
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. It's a very popular scale.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people think that this kind of derived from, because a lot of people were claiming that they had memorabilia from the town.
And so now people are making it.
And that's the thing, and that's why I'm very intrigued to know who owns the copyright for Doveland, Wisconsin. If you can copyright Doveland, Wisconsin, and if so, how
Copyright a
much
whole
money that
town.
person is making. It's all really sketchy. It all makes no sense, and all of it just kind of it lacks it lacks any sort of, you know, reality basis to believe this. It's farcical. It's nonsensical. I mean, again, there have been noted situations where like major corporations. There was a something that I actually just read. Uh, it was like a Wisconsin water commission of some sort, who basically owns the water property for the state of Wisconsin or something like that. I'm trying to remember. I could be mistaken, but there was something about a town being completely flooded solely for riverfront, or not riverfront, like lakefront properties that this major company had, you know, hold on. But again, and I mean, like, we know what Nestle does, we know like all these other major corporations do, but as it pertains to Doveland, Wisconsin itself,
No one's claiming they killed it.
nobody's taking credit for it. Like, and again, the
No
fact
one, no
that
one turned the river to go over.
nobody
Old Doveland, Wisconsin,
good old
the old
Doveland,
Cuyahoga River,
the old Cuyahoga.
smoking through my dreams.
But yeah, it's all again, I think basically what it was is that somebody tried to start a creepypasta slash ARG of some sort, got bored with it, and then never finished the story and just let everybody kind of run amok, or just planted the seed and just let the chaos, like, let the, you know, the weeds and the vines just take over the place, you know. But nobody really knows. Like, at the end of the day, what we do have for facts is the fact that the people that are remembering this town are remembering it in the same manner that Berenstain was Berenstain, or that uh I'm trying to remember. There's a handful of those types of Mandela effect types of things where people have this.
Shazam, Genie
Yeah, the
movie.
genie movie with Sinbad.
There's a bunch of famous
Like,
ones.
and that's what blows my, and because I do have a memory of that, which kind of fucks me up sometimes. Do you have it? You have one too?
I believe that I have read Two different versions of Stephen King's Richard Bachman's The Regulators from two different timelines. I swear to God, a certain character in the first time I read the book, a certain character dies very surprisingly very early on. And the second time I read the book, that certain character that I liked and was interested in lasted maybe 2/3 of the book, and it was different from what I remembered the first time I had read it.
That's weird.
So who knows if our memories even work or if reality is even tuned correctly. Maybe underneath every oil painting, bears are eating each other. Maybe behind every wall of this filthy reality, bears are eating each other.
Stephen Colbert was right.
Like in fucking not. What did you fucking say?
It says Stephen Colbert was right.
No, when I was talking about Event Horizon. Oh, Total Recall.
Oh, you mean that movie
yeah,
with
okay.
Schwarzenegger and his eyes are popping out?
Yeah, that's Total Recall.
Yeah, that's Total Recall.
Event Horizon is by the Mortal Kombat / Resident Evil guy.
Wait, was that the one with Keanu Reeves firing into the air?
Event Horizon?
Yeah.
No, when did Keanu Reeves fire into the air? That's The Matrix.
No, there was a movie where Keanu Reeves was supposed to kill a guy, and he got mad because he couldn't kill him, and so he turned his gun to the air and just fired angrily. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, I feel like there may be more than one time that Keanu Reeves has behaved that way in a role. I feel like maybe he did that in Cyberpunk.
Point Break, that's what it was.
Oh, he screams about wanting room service in Johnny Mnemonic.
Oh my god, I don't think I ever saw that.
That's a good one too, man.
It's a good one?
I don't know if good is the right. I don't know if I should say it's good. I don't know if that would be honest.
Good is objective. But I'm down for interesting stuff. I mean,
well, you cannot wait for Seamless. You cannot wait for. You can't wait. It is the finest film. It's the best movie I've ever seen in my whole life.
I am way stoked.
It's the finest film in all the land.
One of the finest films of all the land.
The first time I saw it, my friend said, "Get ready to watch the finest film in all the land." I was so drunk, I had no idea what I was watching. But luckily, over the course of the next 500,000 times that I watched this movie, I became familiar enough with it to understand that not only is it a work of genius, but it is the roadmap directly from this layer of reality to anywhere you want to go.
That's interesting.
Seamless is the key and the gate.
That's so rad. I'm really stoked. I'm really stoked to cover that. I'm stoked to finish the Freddy series. Like I don't think I've seen Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare since I was in 5th grade.
I definitely saw it as an adult. I definitely saw it when I was like,
I have not seen
30.
it as an adult.
Okay, but it's been a minute.
I remember
I definitely saw it in my 20s.
Oh man, I just remember it being so bad.
I remember it came on DVD with 3D glasses. I remember sitting and
that's
and it didn't quite work. It
oh
was
no,
kind
not
of shit.
TV.
They were like the flimsy paper ones with cellophane, blue
with
and
the red, blue, reds. Yeah.
So
unfortunately,
I don't think I ever got it to actually work.
What exactly do you need? Like it's more than just the red and the blue coloring cellophane. You need something. There's something particular about the way that stuff is made, isn't it? Or is it just the actual colors make the things pop?
I think it really can be those two colors, but
But like I was thinking about
where the type of TV obviously matters a lot, but there's different kinds of 3D. First of all, like a lot of they're like the 3D like 10 years ago when they were like buy Avatar and watch it on a 3D TV with glasses in your living room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People had glasses for their TVs, so that was that's not the blue and red shit. Those like lenticular glasses
Yeah.
that saw multiple, they were the lenses were zigzaggy and they lined up with yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. No,
so
this
there's
is
different
Dublin.
ways to do it, but basically any way that it's just tricking both of your eyes into seeing two different versions of what's on the screen.
Huh.
So it can do it like in a lenticular way, and there's probably other ways to do it. Or it can just be what's on the screen. Half of it is, and how it is, I say traditionally, but like in the
Mhm.
50s when it was cool, and like I think like 10 movies in the 2000s when it was cool did this, but you
Mm.
shoot it with a mount which has two film cameras mounted next to each other, like two human
Mm.
eyes.
That's interesting.
So then the two images are up there on the screen. And so in the 50s, one was tinted red and one was tinted blue. You put your glasses on and you would just, and because, so listen, so
Mhm.
when fake 3D, I don't know why I demanded your attention all of a sudden,
No, this
but
is
like fake,
very intense.
when they do fake 3D, like in
Mhm.
the 2000s, when I said like 10 films actually shot with two cameras.
Yeah.
So the fake 3D, so like imagine this, it's just that photograph of these people. But
Okay.
if you took two images of it and put them a little bit, spaced it out a little bit,
Yeah.
and one was blue and one was red, and you got your eyes to focus, it would be kind of 3D looking with just even if just two flat images. And
Okay.
fake 3D is basically that. But when you actually shoot with two cameras, like there's real parallax that happens. Like
Hmm.
what your eyes see is actually different and what the two cameras see is actually different. And so putting both images from both reels of film onto the screen, I the best thing anyone ever did as far as 3D is concerned, the best
Mhm.
decision everyone ever made was the decision to film Jackass 3D
Oh my
in
God.
real two camera ass 3D. Because real
That's.
3D is awesome. It is awesome.
Mm.
And it's good that they made that movie in real 3D. 3D poop, I'm sure there was poop being eaten or something.
Oh, there was
But
a lot of. If I remember correctly, there was. I think that was the one with the rocket porta potty and just the poop. Yeah.
rocket powered? Like, oh,
Like,
that was that like the final stunt was slingshot the porta potty into the air with Steve Irwin?
it was something like that, but it was like
Or maybe even the penultimate one, yeah.
yeah, it was like on a slingshot, but it
They did slingshot a poo-filled porta potty with a man in it.
okay, that was okay. Maybe I'm thinking about that, but for some reason I
That might be
remember
that might be the third. That might be the third one.
I might be misremembering a CKY segment, but who fucking knows?
There were other things that happened involving a man in a porta potty.
There
I
have
think
been
one time, they
plenty
just
of
like
those.
kicked it over. But one time it
Uh,
was like two 15-foot towers with a
mhm.
lot of bungee cords or whatever with
Yeah,
high
and it's
tensile
just yeah,
that actually shot the porta potty into the fucking air.
yes, yes,
Right
I
there,
remember
yeah.
that.
Yes. Jesus
Jeez,
Christ.
who would do that to themselves?
Steve
Steve,
O,
oh, yes. Why do I ask these
renowned
questions?
vegetarian and drug-free citizen. Good, awesome.
And and stunt double to uh, Jim Carrey's The Mask. Yeah.
Oh, really?
No,
That's pretty dope.
no, I'm being funny, but like
Oh, that is
I
rough.
don't mean to make fun of the guy Steve, but
Okay. Sure, yeah.
but yeah,
No, yeah.
so but yeah, um, that's the story of Doveland, Wisconsin. That's the long and short of it. It's basically a long, ridiculous creepy pasta that people were running with to make T-shirts and mugs and shit
Okay.
for their Etsy stores.
Well, that was about as interesting as a fake robot. You know what? I don't know. You know what? Forget the news show.
Mm,
I'm sorry I've been very interrupted today,
it's okay.
but well, we're retiring. We need to immediately figure out how to set up bots that will make a t-shirt immediately for anyone that Googles anything and sell them the t-shirt. That can we just let's stop. Let's stop this
Hmm.
right now
Yeah.
and learn how to make a bot that sells t-shirts to people we'll never see. Bad. We'll never even see what's on the t-shirt. We'll
No.
just have the bot pick and produce an image, and
Yeah, can you give me a
that's
t-shirt
the
with a frog?
season. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have a robot that does that, and also
Two
we'll
things.
figure out how to make it sell people dick pills. I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, about as interesting as what our new jobs are going to be, and as interesting as a surge can full of knockout gas, just lying in an open field waiting for us to smoke DMT out of it.
Yes, well, I also thought that
But
was
that was
weird.
weird.
Good stuff.
I realized when I listened to the recording. Oh, look. Our restraints have inexplicably removed themselves.
Oh wow, that is opportune. Let us make haste for the nearest abandoned field, as the old gods will live. Praise
Praise
be to the
be
old
the old
gods.
gods.
Join the CIA, Dad said. See the world, he said. I swear, when I get out of this, that jackass is going into a nursing home. What the fuck? Where are they gone? Fuck it. I don't need those pukes to finish my mission. I have all I need to blow your ass to Kingdom Come. Do you hear me? All I need to do is press this button, and you're done, motherfucker. My God. I don't have any hands to press the button. Wait. No. No.
Meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Thought That Was Weird.
Great.
Yes. Well done.
Great.
Thanks, bud. All right.
All right, Surge Can is still smoking.
Well.
I got my pipe's empty though.
Oh man, but yeah, that turned out that was a good time. Yeah, first of all, I want to thank everybody who tuned in this evening. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate y'all. This has been a fun little labor of love for the both of us. It's been fun being able to talk about weird shit every single week, and sometimes off weeks when I have COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been great, and we're gonna hopefully come back September, October, like late September, early October. we'll see what's going on and We'll do a recap of the season, and then we'll probably, of course, have our Halloween show.
Halloween
So
show will be a thing. Yeah,
yes.
I'll get Greenwood on the phone and the other guys.
So and that goes for all y'all. If y'all haven't joined the Discord yet, hit exclamation point Discord. It should still work. I'm hoping. God damn it, Nightbot. Come join the Discord. Send me a message. Send me a message on here. We're looking for people to tell us scary stories for Halloween. Feel free to come and join us. December 31st. October 31st. That'd be a little bit late for that. October 31st. We'll be having Halloween spooky story night. Yeah, Cuya, thanks again for, as always, coming on and helping out, bud. Good
Yo,
stuff.
no problem.
Right on. And then, yeah, we'll catch y'all in about a month or so. So, happy trails. Take care, gang.